I'm Morgan from Pacsafe, and in this video we're taking a look at the Pacsafe Go Anti-Theft Micro Crossbody, which I've been testing for 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, hit subscribe so that we can continue making content that helps you travel smarter. Let's jump in. So, taking a look at the outside of this bag, it is made from post-consumer recycled polyester, and it features a water repellent shell as well, which does a really good job of protecting everything inside, and it surprisingly feels fairly nice, like super soft to the touch. And the strap is made from a cut-resistant material, and that is their carry safe slash guard with reinforced wire, which kind of gives it a little bit more of its structure. You can kind of see the wire, that gray line right there. Overall, this works really well. I really enjoyed it. Its vertical orientation was something that I wasn't entirely sure I would like, but I think after getting used to it, it worked pretty well in terms of just being slim and portable. It's about 1.75 liter capacity, and I found that it fit just about everything that I carry in my pockets as like a daily essential, plus some. So I really enjoyed that, having everything on the outside and just having it like in a slim and portable case. And then the anti-theft features of it was also something that I think worked really well. As you can see, they have these zippers they call their secure dock lock. And so basically you stick them in there and it prevents any like people from getting into it or unzipping it without your knowledge. This did take a little bit of work. I had to figure out, like, go through the instructions just to figure out how to get these out of here. And so basically you squeeze the sides and that's how it releases. And so day to day, I didn't use that a whole lot just because it seemed like a little bit more work than was necessary, especially like if I was in my own car, don't need to have it in the lock system. But I did find that just having this here, like in front of it, secured everything well enough so that it was still easily accessible, but having it available was nice. Aside from the grab handle on the top, this worked really well as just like a standard pouch when I wasn't using it as like a crossbody sling. I really enjoyed having the extra safety features, even though it was like a little overkill. Like I mentioned before, the cut resistant material that this strap is made out of has the reinforced wire in it, and that's kind of what gives it a little bit more of its like rigidity. To adjust it, I did find it was like a little bit difficult just because of the strap and how rigid it was. It's not a huge issue, it still adjusts fairly well, but it definitely did take a little bit of getting used to. It has a strap keeper to keep all the extra slack nice and organized, which I found really helpful. And then one thing that I will point out is that because of the material of this strap, I did notice that it tended to give me a little bit of a burn, especially on bare skin, if I were to like swing this around, basically. It didn't give me like a rug burn like at first, but after a while, I did start to kind of get a little bit of like a burn from where I would like swing it front or swing it to the back. Just something to keep in mind. So this is what it looks like on. As you can see, the vertical orientation is very minimal. Doesn't take up like a whole lot of space. And the strap is pretty thin as well, which I liked. And the orientation works really well. It's just like a little pouch to keep all of your like daily essentials organized and in one place. Because of the materials and like the safety, or I'm sorry, the orientation of it, all of the zippers are on one side. So that is something to keep in mind. Like, for example, right here, means just having to like swing it a little farther over to get to the zipper. It's not a huge deal, but because it's so thin, I just wanted to point that out. Otherwise, it works really well. So getting into the bag, the front compartment right here has a fairly straightforward and pretty smooth zipper to it. Inside you can kind of see there's this gray, somewhat techno camo aesthetic inside, which helps with visibility. Inside I have just a pack of gum, a little hair tie, and a pair of AirPods. And this works really well. It's pretty big for a front compartment. It has like a little bit of room up here as well and expands the full length. It's surprisingly spacious. The main compartment has a zipper that spans the top like this, and inside I have just a wallet, a little field notes book, some hand sanitizer, and at the very top here is a key clip. This is just standard plastic. I have like an AirPod attached to it. This is pretty nice. It's not the longest, but it does do like a good job of ensuring like everything is, or the keys are within easy reach. And with this length, it was not the most convenient, but I definitely could use this without taking my keys off in unlocking my front door. One thing that I will note though is with my keys here, whenever I would put my phone in this pocket as well, I noticed that it had a tendency to like bump up against each other. And so I did have a little bit of concern with that. I just I'd stop putting my phone in this pocket. I have a 15 Pro Max. It fits in here, but with the keys, it didn't cause any like obvious scratches, but something to keep in mind. Other than that, this is a fairly straightforward main compartment. Behind here, or behind this Pacsafe logo, is an RFID safe protected pocket, which blends in really, really well. If you don't know to look for it, you might completely miss it. And in here, I would usually just stick like my passport, a little bit of like money or my wallet, and it's fastened with Velcro basically. Aside from that, this did a really nice job of keeping everything contained and organized in like a little pouch. And I never had any issues with getting in or out of it. So I really liked the setup. Maybe would have preferred having this in the front pocket just to keep things a little bit more organized and divided, but not the biggest deal. So there you have it, the Pacsafe Go Anti-Theft Micro Crossbody. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next video.